Okay, we have three here where you have to write a word equation, a formula equation, and a balanced chemical equation. We'll start with number 7. Sulfuric acid reacts with lead 4 hydroxide to form lead 4 sulfate and water. Okay, we have our word equation for number 7. Sulfuric acid aqueous plus lead 4 hydroxide yields lead 4 sulfate plus dihydrogen monoxide liquid. We are not given state information for the lead 4 hydroxide or the lead 4 sulfate, so we're not going to put any in. Next is the formula equation. Okay, we have our formula equation, H2SO4 aqueous plus PbOH 4 times yields PbSO4 2 times plus H2O liquid. Now we're going to do our balancing. Okay, so I've recopied the formula equation, so I've got a nice space to balance it, and I'm now going to list everything that appears on each side of the equation, reactants and products. I have my initial list, and I'm going to go about trying to balance things that only appear in one place first. So a handy place to start would be with the sulfate ion. If I want to try to get sulfate balanced, now I have 2, I have 4 plus 4 is 8. And let's see, if I did a 4 here, that would give me 8 and 4, and it's balanced. So my final balanced chemical equation is 2H2SO4 aqueous plus 1 PbOH 4 times yields a PbSO4 2 times plus 4 H2O. Alright, next. Okay, we're given ammonium nitrate decomposes to form water and dinitrogen monoxide. Okay, our word equation is pretty simple. We're not given state information for anything, though we can assume that when we're told it's water, that would be a liquid. We have ammonium nitrate is the only reactant because this is a decomposition reaction. We'll talk more about that in coming days. Forming dihydrogen monoxide and dinitrogen monoxide. Okay, next up, formula equation, then balancing. Pretty straightforward. NH4NO3 yields H2O and N2O. The only one that we have to write any ions for is the ammonium nitrate. And again, if you can do that off to the side, you're better off. That way it doesn't get confused with your formula equation. Next will be balancing. Okay, I've recopied my formula equation with space to balance and listed the number of atoms of each element that appear on each side. You'll notice that in this one, because none of the ions stay together, we do have to list each element separately. It's always easiest to start off by balancing something that appears in only one place. So I'm going to start off with hydrogen, and I'm going to attempt to get the hydrogen balanced. So I now have 4 and I have 3. Hey, guess what? That did it. So we have 1 NH4NO3 yields 2 H2O plus 1 N2O. Next, we have solid calcium oxide reacting with water to form solid calcium hydroxide. Okay, our word equation is pretty simple. Calcium oxide solid plus dihydrogen monoxide liquid yields calcium hydroxide solid. Now for our formula equation. We have CaO solid plus H2O liquid yields CaOH 2 times solid. Again, note that I've done the ion crosses for the ionic compounds, but if you can do them off to the side, that means they don't get confused with your formula equation. Okay, I'm going to recopy and count my atoms. Well, I've recopied my formula equation, and I've counted my atoms, and what do you know? This is a nice little present. It's already balanced, so in a case like this, you can just go ahead and recopy it, but you should designate one as your formula and one as your one as your formula and one as your balanced chemical equation. But we don't have to do anything. It is already balanced, and sometimes that happens. That's it. You'll have a FIP quiz tomorrow. Thank you.